Welcome back to the EPM podcast. I'm Bob Tovey and this is Backstage Pass. At the recent meeting show, I spoke with Galen Grady, SVP and GM at Navan, a company that has up to now specialised in business travel and expense management. They are now adding venue sourcing and attendee travel services under the name of Navan Events. Galen shared details on the new additional services and his experiences of moving to the UK with his family. Before we get started, a big thank you to our partners for their continued support, Vivid Inc. and Eventflow. More about them at the end of the episode.
I just moved to London 3 weeks ago. So now I'm a Londoner, but I moved from California. I was in Palo Alto, which is San Francisco Bay Area, for the last 8 years, but I've been around different spots in the US, Cincinnati, Ohio, Washington, D.C. for a long time, and then I grew up in Philadelphia. And you mentioned that you typically, the Gradys that you hear of are typically O'Grady's. Yeah. At one point in time, we were an O'Grady. Okay. We dropped the O, cool. I think. It's actually funny. So I moved to London. It's America 250. I moved to London, but my family's been in the Philadelphia area for like 300 years almost. So I'm defecting at the...
you're defecting. Probably at an opportune time.
Opportune time. I'm sure my ancestors are rolling in their grave like, no, we moved this way.
Yeah. We're at the meeting show, which is perfectly timed for the heat wave that we're experiencing.
Yeah,
and because of where you're from,
yeah,
these temperatures shouldn't be a bother to you.
So people keep on saying that, but Palo Alto is the most pleasant place in the world. It's like 20 degrees Celsius every single day, sunny, never humid, and everywhere is air conditioned. So here is my flat doesn't have air conditioning. I'm just roasting at night. My wife is like, what is going on here? My daughter is, I have a 1-year-old daughter. She wants to be in the bed, so I've got this like little heat box inside of the bed too. So it's definitely different.
Very few English people do have air conditioning. This is the way we live here.
I know. You guys have that's a stiff upper lip.
We're famed for it. Yeah. We are. And does that mean that Navan's now has a UK office?
Navan has a UK office. We've had a UK office for Navan.
Okay.
And Navan Group overall, so Navan Group included Reed Mackay, which is now migrating and being integrated into Navan. Reed Mackay obviously has decades of presence here in the UK, but there is a Navan UK office. It's in Holborn, I believe. Yeah.
In Holborn.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's not Holborn.
I see. This is
Holborn.
I got reprimanded for saying Tottenham and not Tottenham. So.
Yeah. If you're going to live here in this country, somebody needs to teach you some of the obscure ways we pronounce words.
I'm trying to pick it up. Worcester, Gloucester. I'm getting some of them.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
And the difference between bow and through.
Yeah.
And thought. I mean, we're weird with our pronunciations and spelling.
That's not true. Everyone else, you guys invented the language, so it's,
Yeah, I guess we're responsible for it.
You are. You are.
But anyway, so so you've got it off. How long has the office been here for in the UK?
The Navan UK office? It's been here for several years. Yeah, because I've been with Navan for 4.5 years. And I remember coming out maybe 3 years ago, maybe a little more than that. So it's been some time. Ellie will get you the real number, but I've had presence here for a long time.
Yes, Ellie.
2018, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Ellie's not got a microphone, but she is responsible for your social media, I believe, and your outreach.
Yeah.
Well, actually, since she's sitting here.
Yeah, get in on the action, Ellie.
We have had a London office since 2018, but that was back when Navan was actually TripActions. Oh, and I'm responsible for communications at Navan.
Ellie's my handler for the interview, to keep me on track. Otherwise, I'll start talking about my family living in America for 300 years, the English language. So
Ellie will keep us on track.
Yeah.
She's staring at us with an evil eye now. Yeah, we'll keep it on track. So, what is Navan? What do you do? What is the company's purpose?
Navan is an AI-powered travel and expense management agency. And our purpose is making travel easy for every frequent traveler. So if you think about travel, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, the booking, the expensing, et cetera. And our whole purpose is just to make that so much easier for the users. So it's not longer a pain point. I think I know in my own career that I used to work in a consulting firm, great consulting firm, loved that experience. But travel was always a nightmare, and like having to use the online booking tool that they provided, the expense management, it took me hours. I'd spend time at the end of the week or end of the month getting hounded by the partner of, hey, we need to submit all our expenses. And so Navan's guiding purpose is to make that easier for every frequent traveler.
So out of personal experience comes product.
I have a lot of experience in the business travel space as a user, and actually it's that's why I joined. That's what was sort of like the crystallizing moment when I joined Navan, is I got taken out to lunch by the hiring manager, and he's like, hey, look, let me just show you how the expense tool works. Pulled out the Navan expense card. It was TripActions at the time, so it was TripActions Liquid. Yeah. But he pulled it out and tapped to pay, and then instantly he pulled up his phone and said, your expense has been filed, you're done. And I was like, I've never seen that before. I have to fax my receipts in. Like, literally, this was, I joined in 2022. It was crazy, but I had to fax receipts in.
So a fax machine in 2022?
I know, isn't that crazy? But like, no, I had to go put it through the fax. It got sent somewhere overseas where somebody would review it, and then like 3.5 weeks later, I'd get reimbursed. So when I saw how quick and easy that was, like, hey, you're done, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are onto something. This would have been, I needed this 10 years ago.
But that must be one of the what has been the problem of any business, really, whether you're business travel or anything, is that you could end up doing so much time just doing the admin.
It is, and even the booking flow, like going through all those steps and trying to search for the right inventory and all that stuff, it can take so much time. And so the idea of any kind of software should make that easier, right? And so that's what I think special about Navan is that like we were really pouring a ton into the R&D team to make the booking flow easier. Every single day we measure in seconds how much we improve the experience. So I think that's special about Navan.
Yeah. So why are you launching now, though? I mean, this has been a problem around for quite a while. There are other companies that do similar.
Yeah.
So what are you bringing to the table?
So why now for Navan Events?
Yeah. Well, Navan Events, yeah. I mean, that's... Actually, I should say, what is Navan Events before we launch into now? Yeah. I mean, just get it right.
Navan Events is our solution to organizing, planning, and booking any sort of group event. So if you have people coming together or going to the same place at the same time for a common purpose, we want to give you a tool, we want to give you services that help make that a reality. So you focus on the experience of being there rather than all the work that goes into it. Because it is kind of a lot of work planning an event, booking the room block, organizing all the travel, etc. So I mentioned this in the demo earlier. At the end of the day, we're just trying to make that all much easier so you can focus on the in-person presence. That we've had COVID that was supposed to kill off all these meetings and events, but like, look at this, we're at BTS, it's a massive conference with thousands of people here. AI is supposed to be changing the way we work. I actually think that it makes it more important than ever for this group travel and for people to gather together for a common reason. And so that kind of leads into why Navan Events and why now, right? That we know statistically that meetings and events spend is growing. It's a bigger share of corporate travel. We know from feedback and these industry reports that, yes, more travel managers and procurement officers are responsible for the meeting and event spend. But I think that there's like an essential thing about gathering together as people, especially in an era of AI and deep fakes and auto-generated video, all that stuff, that the human connection becomes more essential than ever.
I think we're still in the process of experimenting with what AI can do.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But from my view, is it needs to sort of go into the background a bit more.
Yeah.
Because we're not generating videos and replicating people's voices.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's amazing what it can do.
It's eerie, though.
And weird.
Uncanny. Yeah.
Yeah, uncanny valley, as they call it. But at the end of the day, AI is another way of processing, another way of helping people. It's a thing that sits in the background, and I think the best AI tool is probably the one you're not quite aware that you're using.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. That's why I think like the next era of AI or agentic AI is kind of interesting, because I think it sends your little minion off for you to do something for you. So like, I use it today, sometimes filling out forms, medical forms or something like that. It's just the same information over and over again, but I can deploy a little agent to do it. And I think in the travel space, you can do something similar. Can you have this agent sort of, I'll give you an example. Let's say your interview runs too long and you need to push back something else. Today, you might have to go into your phone, send a text message, update the invite on your calendar, But what if you had an agent that just did that for you? That you just text the agent, say, hey, I'm running 15 minutes late, let everybody know. And that agent, it knows, sort of like your EA. Push everyone back, update the calendars, send out messages to the impacted people. That's where I think it can be really interesting. And I think that's what we're trying to drive towards in the event space as well.
I think that the agent technology, they're now implementing guardrails to make sure they don't mislead too much. But at the end of the day, it's, again, AI is reducing the admin. And I think that's probably going to be the primary tool, is to reduce the admin. If you can ask an agent, okay, you need to push back a meeting, please let everybody know.
Yeah.
That's a small task it's great at.
Yeah.
You can't do long conversations with AI because they don't have much of a memory. They tend to forget, and hence the hallucinations. But as I say, if it's working away in the background, and it's doing the jobs that you don't have time to do because they're boring admin and you don't want to do them anyway, then they're perfect for that.
That's perfect, because this boring admin, but the agents don't care, right? The AI doesn't care. But I think the other thing is that AI doesn't have taste. Maybe it will. Maybe they're generating, there's the AGI threshold will appear, but it doesn't have taste. And that's why I think that, to bring it back to Navan Events, we're bringing together the platform and the technology, but the people as well. And so we had this team, we had this company, it's called Reed Mackay and Reed Mackay Events. We're bringing them under the fold and under the branding of Navan Events. They're really good at what they do. They're really good at understanding from a client, what's the vibe, what's the aesthetic. I don't think AI can do that. And I think it's a lot harder for AI to have that kind of taste and that perception that the people do. So I think it's what I'm really excited about in this role and in his business is bringing together technology where you can use AI to do those tasks and take that burden off of you, but then bringing the taste and the people forward and really highlighting they've got decades and probably centuries, if you add it all up, of experience doing this. They know the little things. No, you don't want to do this hotel at this time, or no, the first floor is horrible, we will not get a meeting room on the first floor, it's too loud. AI doesn't necessarily know that.
Well, as large language models, the data they use is basically what they find from the web, and then what the company has fed it.
Yeah.
Those little insights about, no, we don't want to do meeting room 2 because we know how awful the main sockets are and how they're not in the right position.
Yeah.
People are going to have the insights that need to be shared, and AI can't compete with that.
Yeah.
But there are other uses, as we've already talked about.
Yeah, but if you think about it, and this is, again, people get scared about AI. Yes, sometimes maybe I do too, but we have these really talented people in the Navan Events team, these event coordinators, travel planners, etc., that they probably spend an inordinate amount of time on the admin, doing the reconciliation and stuff like that. But if we can use AI agents for that, it makes their lives easier and helps them focus on the actual service delivery and the client-facing stuff. So that's what I'm excited to start launching for the team.
Brilliant. And I can see that by doing it as agents, probably with guardrails to make sure they don't do weird things, you're doing the most important thing, and as we keep mentioning, cutting down the admin, so people can actually go and be creative and making it easier for people to come together. Yeah. There's too much talk about AI replacing jobs, and I can see there's a few cases where that might be worth doing. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the event industry, it's nothing but face-to-face. That's what everybody wants.
That's why I think it's such an interesting space to be in. So let's say that, AI does do tasks that people might do today. That's fine, but it's going to open up new stuff. I think you're going to see an explosion in meetings and events, honestly, because people are going to want more and more to gather together, and that creates its own economy of people being there, the creative elements, the sort of the accoutrement of the food, the bev, the experience, the vibe. And so people have more time to do that and spending less time on the reconciliations, the admin, the policy checks. We can let the tools do that for us.
So with Navan Events, what comes after that? Any idea what the future holds?
The future is Navan Events for me. I mean, we're really building something special, and I think we've got a lot of opportunity here to just keep growing and growing this and become the premier provider for meetings and events. Whether it's the on-platform technology, we're going to be best in the world. Same thing with the services. Bringing those things together in harmony, I think is going to be a real differentiator. You have your travel, your hotel room blocks, all that stuff, pairing that with the services, pairing that with the creative element, and really delivering an outcome. That's what people want ultimately, is they care less about the software or something like that. They want the outcome. And I think that we can deliver really, really good outcomes for people by unifying the technology and the services together under Navan Events.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I think that's where we'll end.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Bob, I had a pleasure. Thank you.
Huge thanks to Galen for his time, and a big thank you to our partners for their continued support. Vivid Inc., PR and social media marketing specialists for the event industry, and EventFlow, the secret weapon for event teams who've had it with PDF exhibitor manuals. Links to our partners are in the description. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more episodes, then please subscribe to get notifications. Thank you for listening.